Please tell us, who are you?
I'm an emergency management expert and I work in the disaster risk space. As we highlight the risk of a disaster, and then we work in emergency management and emergency communication space. I'm a member of United Nations Disaster Risk Reduction, so I have my inputs to early warning systems across the globe. I've spoken at TEDx, I've spoken at United Nations about the early warning systems. And my forte is to work in emergency management communication because in emergency, the first thing which breaks down is communication. And I wanted to work in a space where communication is flawless. And because of its flawless, it can save someone's life.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. But before we go more into what you actually do and how you got there, so where were you born?
I was born in Pakistan, so I am 45 plus now. But there's an interesting incident which happened to me when I was only 9. And I think sometimes these incidents happen in your life because of a reason. And it's God's way of telling you, or the universe is telling you to be on a pathway. So I was only 9 years old when there was an ammunition depot went on fire in my city. And I was only 9 and I was staying at home. There was a primary school in front of my house, and I wasn't feeling well on that day. As a 9 years old, I got up out of my bed, and as soon as I hear these voices, I was really scared too. But I went to that primary school and I guided 18 kids to safety.
Wow.
La- Later on, that school was also hit by those missile shells, and 182 people died that day. I think as a very young child as well, I knew that the thing which wasn't working on that day was communication because people were running towards the danger. They didn't know from where these missiles are coming from, and they walked or ran towards the danger and lost their lives.
Oh
I
gosh.
think that was one of the first incident which happened to me as a child, and that's the start of my emergency management lifestyle.
Journeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So what did your parents do back in Pakistan?
So I did computer sciences. So I did a master in computer sciences, and I came to Australia in 2005.
Okay.
And that's why I say the universe has mysterious ways of guiding you. I was working for a large organization here, a large financial organization, one of the largest in Australia. And I was an emergency manager from 2011. So I became an emergency manager for the bank. And that's where I saw a lot of these things which happened to me as a child when I saw that incident, and it bring communication at my forefront because emergency management, the first thing which breaks down is communication. And I started working on an innovative idea and to how to um, make sure that people are safe and they have been communicated properly within an emergency. There's a lot of
Hmm.
communication happens between the responders and between the law enforcement, within the other emergency response teams, but the communication between the people and the people who are the decision makers, that's where I saw that there was a small gap, and I
Hmm.
started addressing that gap within the early warning systems as of how the early warning systems can communicate to these people who are actually effectees of an emergency, and they can
Hmm.
act accordingly.
Well,
I
before,
was
I
work.
mean, you